In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Hello everybody, how are you doing? We'll be doing great by the mercy and grace of Almighty Allah. My name's N.A. Saqib. I'm an educationist, spoken English and Ielts trainer, and student visa consultant, and been training the students and professionals for the last 20 years at the platform of Genius Institute, Lahore. Dear friends, today I was looking forward to giving you the super tips for describing a table. So let's get started. You know that it's about IELTS writing task 1 for the academic version. You need to write down a graph, chart, table. Actually, you need to describe these things. Not all of them, one of them only. Today, I'll just provide you with some super tips for describing a table. So in writing task 1, you may be asked to describe a table, and a table may contain a lot of categories. So you need to practice it before appearing for the test. When describing a table, you are expected to describe the information presented in a table and compare and contrast different stages of the table. So what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to write a report without adding your own opinion. Now in part 1 or the task 1 of IELTS writing, there is no any scope of writing opinion. You just need to describe the facts and figures. So read the table carefully and note the headings of all the rows and columns. Now, your report should be structured simply with an introduction, overview, and 2 body paragraphs. So while describing tables in particular, you need to use the language of comparisons. However, if the data changes over time, use trends language. Spend a couple of minutes analyzing the task first before jumping into writing, or before starting to write down your report. You need to spend a few minutes in analyzing the task first, concentrate fully and try to understand all the details, especially the rows, the vertical rows and horizontal rows, the columns and the rows. And you need to be selective. The most important point to remember with the academic task 1 writing is that you have to be selective, especially if there is a lot of data, a lot of information in the chart, graph, or a table. This means that you do not need to write about every piece of data. So, what is the best strategy? Grouping the data is another key skill that is needed here. As you know that, the introduction would be the paraphrased statement which is given along with the chart, graph, table, or a map, or a diagram. So, for writing tasks in IELTS actually, you always need to rewrite the introduction in your own words while keeping the same meaning. You need to have good vocabulary for this, but not everything needs to be paraphrased. Using synonyms and changing the sentence structures are 2 ways to paraphrase successfully. Here, the word show can be, for example, the word show, it can be paraphrased to illustrate, or indicate, or exhibit, or highlight. So you can use the words like them instead of repeating the word show. While writing, about task 1, you, after introduction, need to write an overview. And having an overview for academic writing task 1 is very important for a good band score. In the overview, you need to summarize the trends or main features. You have to be selective here once again if the table has a lot of data. Don't write about everything. Pick out the main features. And don't mention percentages or details or number here. I beg your pardon. The data is not required here. The place for details is the main body paragraphs. So you will be able to write down the details, the percentages, and the data in the body paragraphs. Just remember that there should be no conclusion for academic writing task 1. So there is no any conclusion required here. Just introduction, overview, and 2 main body paragraphs. That's it. That will make your entire report writing task 1 for Ielts. And now the question arises, what sort of grammar should be used here? You know that the tenses are used in task 1 of the Ielts module accordingly. It depends whether present, past, or future tense will be used, keeping in view the data provided in the table, graph, or chart. However, the main tense in table description is used, and that is the present tense and the passive voice of the tense. I mean the present simple. The comparatives and the superlatives should also be used in the body paragraphs. You know that the grouping information is very important here. Always take time to analyze the chart or graph in task 1 and decide how you can group the information. This is an important skill in Ielts writing task 1 and will help you get a good band score. Now, summarizing the whole information would be like this. After paraphrasing the given statement and making it an introduction, put all your key features in the overview. Note, just one key feature is not enough for a high score. You need to, write down your overview covering all the information, and then divide your body paragraphs into 2 at least, by grouping the data, by grouping the information. You don't have to give all details. You can group details together by giving averages or ranges. Be selective. Don't put too many details in your report. And make sure you write over 150 words, but aim for less than 200. I would say that 170 to 180 words are ideal. And use a range of linking devices, especially, for example, compared to, as opposed to, in terms of, while, etc. Try to avoid being repetitive with your sentence structures. Of course, some words will be repeated because they don't have any alternatives or substitutes. So there's always a limit to how many synonyms one word has. So as long as you show the skill of paraphrasing and avoid errors, it's fine. So that's it, my dear friends. Today I have given you very valuable information, rather soup tips of writing an Ielts table for your academic task of Ielts writing. God bless you all. I'll see you with the following lecture, and it would be about the model answer of a table. God bless you all. Take care of yourself. See you shortly. Stay blessed.